Welcome back. The Independent Electoral Commission says it's deeply concerned about the high number of South Africans below the age of 30 that have not registered to vote. It has urged the public to take advantage of the final voter registration weekend before this year's national and provincial elections to be held in May.
This is the final registration weekends. Remember, we had registration last year in preparation for these elections. So this is the second final. The resources that we have only enable us to actually have 2 registrations. So we urge all South Africans that this is your cup final opportunity to get your ticket to the final contestation of the 25 years of our democracy. So we urge all the South Africans to avail themselves. Firstly, those who are already registered, we urge them to come and check their details as to whether they are in compliance with the requirements from the Constitutional Court, which included the issue of the addresses, and so that they can be allocated to the appropriate voting district. We always review our voting districts based on the shifts in population numbers to enable more South Africans to have access to our VDs. So that information can change. We then urge that the South African public to come across. Then we also have the new voters. We are very much encouraging a higher participation rate, because that is important in determining what we'll say the legitimacy of those who are elected into office. So the higher the participation rate, the greater is the confidence that we hold as a country that the elected representatives are legitimate in that office. And in this case, we've identified that largely the young people are the least represented in our voters' roll. Hence, also, the drive has been to push for the greater involvement and registration of the young people, especially those who are at the age of 18 to 19, as well as from the age of 20 to 29.
Well, be it empirically or even anecdotally, do you know why there are fewer young people on the voters' roll? What seems to be the apprehension?
Relatively, it's that we, as a country, perhaps we have a system that is a voluntary system. In other countries, it is compulsory when you come of age that you must register, you should vote. And if you don't do that, you get fined. Now, in South Africa, it's voluntary. We sit with a very good registration rate, over 75%. That of eligible voters in our country, and it's been sitting there since we started with our democratic journey. So relatively, it's a good voter registration levels.
Pressure from all around on first-time voters to register this weekend. SABC News spoke to some of those prospective voters and tested their appetite for democracy.
Potential first-time voters, but many still unsure of the process. If you are over 18 and have a valid ID book or smart card, you are eligible to vote. Make your way to the closest voter registration point.
I just can't wait to have it, that ink, and then I voted too. I actually can't wait for that,
If you do not have a valid ID, Home Affairs offices across the country will be open throughout the weekend. You can be issued with a temporary identity certificate, which will enable you to register. Voter registration points will also be open from 8 until 5 p.m. on both days. Some first-time voters are keen to make their mark.
I just want to see change.
It feels good because now I can actually have a hand in where the country goes.
While others aren't as enthusiastic.
I'm not voting as a form of resistance, because I feel like there's no party that represents what I believe in. And with everything that is going on within South Africa, the economy is up and down. We have inquiries about everything.
You get political parties with old people I feel like they don't share the same views as us.
For these technologically advanced youth, the voting system is outdated.
The whole online idea, I love it because as a millennial, anything that's done online is easier for me.
First-timers are a sought-after vote. 18 and 19-year-olds make up 16% of eligible voters, and parties across the spectrum are gunning for their mark on the ballot paper. Lopang Alamu, SABC News in Johannesburg.
A demarcation row at eMarikisibeni in the Eastern Cape could derail voter registration in the area this weekend. Residents want to be moved from Ntabankulu municipality and be incorporated back into Umzimvubu municipality. They've threatened to block voter registration.